So someone asked, is it possible to, or how to change the alignment and the color of the verses in FreeShow? And the best way I know to do that is to adjust the template. You can adjust a template and then select that template from the scripture drawer. All right. And this way, all of your scriptures will get that same color and alignment. So first thing we need a template, and I want to make my scriptures be yellow. I want all this stuff to be yellow. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my templates and go to scripture templates. And there should be one just called scripture, this default, right? This is the default. It's got like a transparent box over it that's kind of opaque. And then it's got the scripture reference down below. This is for double scriptures, triple scriptures, and so forth in different languages or whatnot, or different Bible versions. So I'm going to right click on this and I'm just going to say duplicate. And it duplicated and called itself scripture 2 right after another scripture 2, but I'm going to change the name of that. So right click and we're going to rename, and we're going to call this one scripture yellow 2. So I already made one, but I'll make this one be another one just so we can get an idea. All right, so I've got this template called scripture yellow 2. It's just like the original because I just duplicated it. So I've got to right click on this and I'm going to edit it. And in here, you'll see that this is the content for the scripture and this is the content for the verse and reference if you use that. What I'm going to do is select all of this. I'm just going to do Command A to select all the text that's in here, which is just a number 1 that's in the color white. And I'm going to change the color of it to be yellow. It's still on auto size. The font size didn't change. It's at 80. And then you can also say, I want it to be aligned to the right or to the left. And let's say to the right. So it shifts the 1 over, right? And then we can keep it in the center of the page, or we can align it to the top or align it to the bottom. And so you can pick that if you want to. I'm just going to align it to the right. I like it still centered in the middle of the page. But then we've still got the meta or the scripture reference info down here as well. I'm going to do the same thing in terms of changing that to be yellow, and I'm going to align it to the right as well. All right. So now instead of the scriptures being white and in the center, both top and bottom, and actually these are aligned to the left, and then this is centered down here in white. Ours are going to be, everything's going to be on the right and everything's going to be yellow. All right. And so if I go back to my show, that was the template that I made. It's called scripture yellow 2. All right. And actually I'm going to call it scripture yellow, and I'll make it be called right. All right. And so now I've got that template. I can use that template whenever I want to, particularly when I'm in the verse selection tool. So I can select a verse, but I'm going to go over here. Instead of making the template be the regular scripture, I'm going to pick the one I just made, the scripture yellow right. All right. Now nothing changed. Okay. But it does give you a preview of what it would look like. And so now I can double click and you'll notice that everything's to the right and it's all there to the right. Different color and everything. And if you notice, the scripture number is still white. All right. And so if you want that to stay that color, you can keep it there, but you can also change the verse numbers here. And I can make that be yellow, red, orange. Let's make it orange. Right. So the next verse I go to, or if I just refresh, you'll notice that it turned orange. Okay. You can make that white or whatever color you want. But that's how you would change the actual colors of your scriptures when you're in the drawer.